What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Behind me I have a 2018 Range Rover Evoque with a complete factory system in it. We're going to be changing that out to our 10.25 inch Android display. Now, we have done this video before. It was 3 years ago, and that was an Android 9 head unit. Our new units are Android 12. So you've got wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, still retains the capacitive touch, still retains all of your genuine features. We're just going to be replacing out that factory screen with a much larger display and obviously all the new features as well. So we're going to run through the complete installation, top to bottom. There is a couple of slight differences in the installation, and of course that will be the new head unit on the website. Android 12, super fast, 4 gigs and 64 gigs. So if that makes sense to anybody, if not, drop a comment below, I can let you know. Anyway, let's jump into it. Anyways, that's enough for me. Let's jump right into the installation. All right, guys, so first thing we want to do is get the factory screen out. The way to do that is remove this panel right here. The plastic tools, as always, we're going to pop this panel off, release a couple of screws right here. As you work your way down the panel, there's this panel right here. That's also going to unclip, a couple of more screws. Same thing on the driver's side, and then another screw going in that way. And this whole panel will pop off, and that will allow you to get the screen out. Now, once those screws are released, this whole panel we can just pull straight up. There's one plug on the back there, so once you get that out, you can go ahead and set this to the side. Now, we are going to use this panel. We need to remove this section right here, and then we're going to be mounting our new screen in that panel right there. Next up is the screen. We've got 4 Torx 20 bolts on that. Once you've got the centerpiece out and the screen out, the next thing that we need to take out is this seat. There are 4 bolts on the seat, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. The seat doesn't have to come all the way out. We can just lift it up and out of the way. But right underneath this seat is where the main radio module is and where the majority of our wiring is going to be done. Here we have the main harness from the kit. What we're going to do is remove the quad lock from this radio, plug our one in, and then plug the original one back into this. And then there is a long extension harness, and that is going to run all the way up to where we're mounting the new screen. So we've got our new quad lock connector in, the original one plugged into that. This harness runs up and over. We do need to tidy it up still and tape it to that original loom, but it basically runs up there and then underneath that panel there. You can snake it up through there and it goes right up to there. Booyah. So once you've got that harness there run up to where the screen was, you've got a couple of options for the USBs. There's 2 USBs on it. You can run it into the glove box, you can run it down near the driver's seat. You can do whatever you want with them. We are going to run them up here into the center console, which means we do have to remove this whole panel here. So I'm going to get that done now. Pretty easy to do. There's a couple of screws on it at the front of it, a couple of screws at the back. Whole thing pops right up. You can take it out. It's really nice and simple. While you're there's a couple more things to do. Microphone, Wi-Fi antenna, and GPS antenna. So those 3 things, I usually do the Wi-Fi antenna near the steering wheel, GPS antenna on the A-pillar, and microphone in the roof lining. Totally up to you where you want to put them. If you want to make it nice and easy, you can mount them behind the screen, but they're not going to perform as well. So it's good to put them in a really good location. So I'm going to get that done, show you what it looks like, and we'll go from there. So we've got GPS, Wi-Fi, microphone all done. All the wiring's run to the middle there. Now we can go and look at mounting the new screen onto the original fascia panel. So on the back of that original panel, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Torx screws. Once those 6 are out, you can peel this panel from the back out, and that's going to bring all of this stuff out of this panel. And then our new display is going to have the same mounting hardware. So you can just go ahead, pop it in its place, and then screw it on. So that part's really nice and easy. All right, guys, moment of truth. We've got everything here connected. We just need to plug in our main new radio, screen I should say. And we've got main power, which came from the seat there. We've got GPS, Wi-Fi, the original screen cable. A lot of you guys forget this. That always has to go into your new screen or your module, okay? Don't forget that. Now in the kit, there's going to be another harness right here. you got a female and a male. So your female is just going to go and connect right into that original plug right there. The male, I don't think we need to worry about, so we're just going to tape that up and I'll come back to you and let you know about that. And then the last fly lead on the new screen is a SIM card provision. So the new A12 units don't have the SIM card at the back. They've actually got a SIM card on a fly lead, which is perfect, so you can add a SIM card to it and you've got data for YouTube and Netflix and all that sort of stuff. That's always good to go just into the glove box, keep it out of the way. Alright, so here we have the home screen. From here you've got basically your home button, so that'll bring you to this home page here. One very important thing, Z-Link 5, okay, this is only on our new A12 units. This is going to give you wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. That was a huge question that we used to get, and now we've got it, okay. Car, we just tapped it. We also want to make sure all of our side buttons are working. So the easiest way to do this is to go and get your original panel. And what we need to make sure is that all of these hard buttons are the same with our soft buttons. So we can see here that these buttons are not working, even though we have set them up for that panel. You want to make sure that all these buttons are working. So if we hit nav, it brings up nav, phone brings up phone on the original system, okay? And they all work. If you go through and touch them and they don't work, or if the resolution's off or the original touch isn't working, you want to go home, settings or apps, screen parameter, and go ahead and change your screen parameter. So you can have a look at this for the Harman system. We've got car 6 and resolution 7, and that made it work. If it's not working, you're gonna have to go through and change each one by one, and then go back and test it until it works. Okay, so there's a lot of different variations in those factory screens, so you have to do that to get it to work. Obviously we've got sound, so if we go mode, AM radio, okay, we've got sound. For sound coming through our new system, we want to go ahead and change that source to AUX. Okay, so we've got AUX switched on. We can go home, get out of there, go to the home screen. Apple CarPlay. I've got CarPlay up right now. I've already connected my phone. We're just going to go Spotify, and we're just going to make sure we've got sound. So as you can see, we've got sound coming through the radio on Apple CarPlay, so that runs through AUX, which means basically all sound from this unit will come through the AUX input on the factory car. It's got navigation, you've got music and video that work through USB, wireless Apple CarPlay, and that's just pretty much the screen at a glance. If you want nav, obviously the SIM card that we put in the glove box, you can go ahead and put a SIM card in so it's got internet. Otherwise you just go to CarPlay and use Google Maps, Apple Maps, all that stuff right from here. And there is a little home button here that you can drag around, so you can put it wherever you want, and then you can touch it to get out of apps, like that one there. Apps. So on this system, you've got DVR for dashcam, Google Play Store, Google Maps, YouTube and YouTube Music both built in. You can swipe over Google, Z-Link 5, a couple of other applications on there, and you can go to the Play Store and download more apps if you wish. Compatible with all the original stuff, so your factory reverse camera is going to work, steering wheel controls work, sound works. If you've got the Meridian sound, that works, all compatible. And now all you're left with is a beautiful looking Android 12 based head unit. Fantastic little unit right here. And if you have any more questions on that one, you can drop a comment below or head to the website and we can answer any questions you might have. And there it is, guys, the complete installation of the Android 12 10-inch display for the Range Rover Evoque. This is for the Harman based system. If you've got a Bosch system, so the earlier Evoques, installation is slightly different, however it's pretty much the same. All that's left now, put the car back together and you are left with a beautiful system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. If you want to reach out to us, www.shoptfb.com. Link for the screen, for our exact screen, will be in the description as well. And of course, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.